I know the answer. It's generally they just pick a zero and don't care.
Yeah, Chovy doesn't care. We've already learned this. We've already seen this.
Well, this does mean that now Zeka and Peanut can pick a 1-2 punch in mid-jungle and try and answer as the Corki.
So the answer is going to be the Keen Sante, bringing it back again.
Yep, this is certainly one of his favorites and has worked in this matchup in the past. It doesn't necessarily make you feel like he's going to slaughter the lane or anything like that, and I honestly feel like Zeus is going to be breathing a sigh of relief. You know, I actually get to play the video game this time around, which I imagine he's pretty happy about. See Dandy as well, feeling a little bit better about how this one has gone. As Peanut is just being annoying on this Sejuani. Of course, one of his more successful picks, as he is just going to face check here. Canyon locks this one down as Duro could be in trouble. Viper's here for some reason, but Chovy is also. And now Ruler making his way over. The Valkyrie in as Zeka turns up. Seismic Shove goes down, but Peanut is just dead. Canyon might be traded, but he is going to make it back to the rest of his teammates.
Duro!
As Duro, that was massive. The Shattering Strike so good as Viper's the target, and it's a double kill for Ruler. Zeka as well now trying to run away as the concussive blows comes down, but the crash down is too good here as the shove comes back, but he has to sacrifice himself, and Chovy gets a big old shield, and they do manage to get the feats of warfare off the back of a 5-minute skirmish.
Watch this play.
Yeah, from Duro's perspective, man, that shadow. Absolutely gorgeous. And even make sure that Ruler gets the double kill in the back end of it. As he's calling the majority of this fight, something that Arnold was actually talking about on the in the studio.
He sacrificed himself there too for the final play. You know, like he was min-maxing similar trajectories here, but a faster one for Duro as Chovy may be in trouble.
Yeah, Emperor's Divide doesn't really do too much here as Canyon looking to come in. They do have information, but it is going to be the smite out from Peanut that will work. Still, the Light could be in trouble as he wants to stand beside his teammates, but the all-out is going to prevent that from happening.
At so many of these points, and Gen.G are not failing the test, as Ruler does not have flash.
Yeah, we're checking a whole bunch of these lanes here. As, yeah, Ruler is in a little bit of trouble.
It's just too greedy, I think, to go in. He's considering it still, though.
Level 6 was just picked up as he does have the Glacial Prison now available. Duro in trouble. There's a public execution to try and lock him down. He does crash over the wall. Winter's Bite follows him. It will be the Grubs going over to HLE.
He can kind of hang out in that fight if they continue it. He's surfing. Speaking of surfing, Zeka does show up first.
Yep, Glacial Prison does come down. There it is. As Canyon is just dead. Peanut going to go down. And even if the red had have gone over to Canyon, it would have been
testing as well for this team.
Yeah, that certainly is.
So Zeka took the long way around here. Is actually able to avoid that control vision, but I think they should have realistically assumed, based on how long he was missing from mid there, that he did show up. Chovy was late.
And so your deck, and it just does way too much damage. Never mind, we've got a Dragon starting up. There is Viper towards bottom side, but he's a fair way away from his teammates. They're going to get tagged. There's a Magnet Storm, but it doesn't really get what they want done. Canyon gets into the backline, but he's exhausted, and now Viper will show up. Keen's at full health, though, and I don't think they can make anything happen here. I don't know about that one. Zeus is 3-man. Emperor's Divide from Chovy as they take down Peanut as well. They take down the Dragon. Chovy does die. Zeus is limping away. Now HLE, they're looking for it. Keen wants to be able to find it onto Zeus, but he's toying with them and even finds the kill on the back end.
Heal is there.
Oh yeah.
I have absolutely no idea how he survived that. Eclipse plus Ambessa shielding shenanigans really working out here for this top laner. And Zeus, 2-0-2? What the heck? That is not the Zeus we've been seeing in the last couple of series, and we know
really. I mean, look at the flank side. The flank from Chovy too. HLE might just want to let this turret go.
Seismic Shove going wide here. Chovy gets into the backline, finds nothing with the ulti as Zeka tries to get himself out. They blow up the Braum immediately, but Peanut is so tanky, and the public execution into the backline from Zeus is so good. The all-out now from Keen onto Viper. Will be able to take him down, but Zeka is there with the damage, and Zeus, how dare you keep limping away from these fights?
So close to death again. Canyon wanting to go on to Zeka here.
Yeah, trying to find more. The threaded volley's coming down, but it is not the Seismic Shove to find the mark. He's going to come in. Zeka is still here. And Duro threatening that Magnet Storm. They have to be so careful. There's the ulti, and they do push Duro away, as Peanut's going to be a 50-50 on the smite, but it's locked down there by Canyon, evening out the Dragon score as Chovy's going to get exhausted, and then the public execution comes down. He holds the ulti, he goes golden Delight, now in an awkward position, and down goes Zeka. He finds the backline, and Viper goes down. Chovy playing it so beautifully, and they obliterate the team fight. HLE were looking so good until it was all done and dusted. Yeah, absolutely amazing stuff. We're going to have a look at it from Chovy's perspective. And I felt like they had managed to line it up, but you saw in Viper's play, he just didn't quite find a way to just hit targets that were in front of him, right? He was looking for the priority targets, wanted to get the assassinations down, and it just didn't work. Ruler, huge praise there with a nicer. Actually does have the huge praise at the end. I thought it was actually kind of funny that it didn't necessarily. On this Jarvan, as Ruler could be a little bit pushed up. The flash forward there from Viper should be able to spell his demise. Dashing out is Viper, but there's the Cataclysm to slam dunk the Lucian. And Keen will show up in the nick of time as well. Peanut's pretty tanky, but I don't think he's tanky enough to deal with this. As Canyon going down low, but Zeka not going to be able to finish him off. Emperor's Divide, but it's avoided there by Zeus beautifully with the ulti, but it's still so defensive. As Zeka looking for that angle onto Keen, but he is still okay, dashing around like a madman as Zeus.
Baron, it almost felt like it was intentional with how Ruler was caught, with how quickly the punish came through. Zeus on the flank does not have his ultimate anymore.
Yeah, gets that control ward down. This is somewhat dangerous, as now Zeka's going to make his way in. Seismic Shove avoided beautifully by the Zhonya's out at Chovy. The Baron getting amongst it, though. Ruler is coming in, but he's a little bit late to this as Chovy gets himself out, but now he's not there for this fight. There is no DPS here for Gen.G, and it's looking a little bit like a leash. I say leash, Peanut is still not quite here yet. Public execution doesn't quite get there. Duro gets into the pit. Somehow it's a Braum that locks down the Baron. Down goes Canyon as well as HLE do make their way back into this one in a big way.
Yeah, that was a little bit. Yeah, and with no objective up except the Baron that Hanu are holding, it's a pretty good trade.
Yeah, Chovy doesn't find Peanut there. Good hands on the old man. Nicely done. Gets himself out with the Arctic Assault as the culling is just tanked by Keen pretty comfortably. A wall comes on through for...
To really close it out, get that Hextech Soul, which is practically checkmate in so many different comps. Duro looking for the angle with Canyon. Delight!
Yeah, he's just going to flash.
Just a flag drag there in the
I really thought that was what it was, but it was just a flag and drag. That's a teleport. That's an aggressive one. Zeka is going to put down some rocks. Happy to tank for quite some time on this J4.
Yeah, Peanut trying to look for a flank angle, but is spotted and just going to be tracked.
Chovy finding the angle onto Delight, the one man without his flash available. He got his redemption off though, and there is the public execution. They take down Chovy. The all-out is pretty good though, as it's a double for the Corki. As now Viper dashes forward. He's crazy, but he's able to get himself back out with the relentless pursuit once again.
Here comes the setup here for Gen.G, trying to clear this vision, and the choke, the poke is real.
Oh, that rocket of the controller, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it could actually bait Gen.G into a false sense of security, but they're still positioned well. Ruler though!
This is unfortunate, as that is going to be the catch out onto Keen. He eats so much of the CC, but the Seismic Shove is going to catch him. Zeus was looking for it, but Keen survives.
And now he's going to have to reset in, but in the interim, Hanu Life Esports have a man advantage. This is crazy over the wall.
Yeah, Ruler is going to have to use the cleanse and the flash to get out of the Seismic Shove, but Peanut, he is going to go over and check this. Duro is in the pit. He needs to try and find his way out, but he decides not to. Instead, he's going in, looking for an engage. Keen gets in front of him, but it's the Baron that kills him. And HLE, I don't think they want to go for a Baron off the back of this, because of course they are taking a lot of damage themselves. Yep. Teleport in, control ward in the inventory for Zeka, who now has his Zhonya's completed. They look for Keen. He's pretty happy to tank things up though, and as you can see, one Phos Bomb is going to take so much damage out. As the culling just going to be eaten there by Keen. Protect the President is continuing.
Viper is the target here. He's taking a little bit of damage, and they are looking for an angle on him. He has to stay so far back. He's got flash, no cleanse in this Lucian, so going to really have to make sure he buys space. As Gen.G once again trying to collapse on him.
Yeah, looking for that angle. The Glacial Prison is going to be collected there by Keen. He's taking so much damage. Eats a bunch of the CC, including the Glacial Fissure. As now he's looking to get himself out. The wall is going to be ridden here by Zeka as Keen finds the all-out onto him. And can he take him down? Yes, he can. Zeus gets in there as the Emperor's Divide comes down. They take out the Rel in exchange, and it is not equal at all.
Not a fair.
He's hit critical mass is what it feels like. 6-2 and 7 on this Cassante. And Zeus has had a lead for the majority of this game, but that 1.3k just feels like it means nothing at this point, as Keen is tanking every button that HLE has, and while the rest of his team take the Baron.
This is here when Viper can't close the distance, and it's all Keen Atlas.
He's a monster. Why up? Zeka, why we go up? That's my question. And maybe he's asking the same one there, as they perhaps just thought they had a better angle in that fight. Keen finishes him. 3.5k, the Rebel Baron power play, but like you say, gold not really meaning too much here. As look at Peanut. He's supposed to be a tank, and he is melting. A fadeaway ulti there is going to save him for the moment, but the turret's not going to be the same situation. As now, look at that, man.
Ruler like 2 shots to the turret somehow.
No, it is insanity how much damage he does. As Canyon looking to get the push here, but Zeus is going to find him. Still think Zeus wins that 1v1, but Canyon looking to try and make his way out as the rest of his team just wanted to end this game. Peanut finds the knockup onto his former teammate, and the wall comes on through, but I just don't think they really care about walls being set up. And there's another one. This one from Chovy is a lot more devastating. Zeka goes golden himself, and the all-out is just going to murder Keen. That was a little bit of an interesting choice. As now Viper in a decent spot, but it's a triple for Ruler. Make it a quadra. He sees Penta. He sees it in his eyes, and he does so much. There it is! The Penta kill for Ruler in their first match of round 3. Gen.G remain undefeated, 27-0.
Incredible arm guard to pick onto Viper. Keen's turnaround onto the flank. And Gen.G, they qualify for playoffs. They qualify for Worlds in Game 1, their 19th LCK series. 19-0, and they will see you in China. Just runs in and dies. And then Ruler for the Penta angle at the final moments. So Zeus is trying to catch a G8 Jarvan and is unsuccessful. And then Gen.G at this moment, they're like, I think we just play with our food. I see checkmate. We have Hextech Soul. We just do not care. And Ruler calls for the Penta.
Yeah, it was in fact, it was Chovy's mom that apparently said that they arrived this morning. That's really cute. All right, Gen.G. It was clean. It was just clean. And I thought that maybe like a change in patch, things like this might have changed things up, but I guess not a whole lot changed and not enough change to make this one happen, as their Ruler is so incredibly excited. This guy gets denied so many pentas.